What up? It's Jimmy from odds.com. This is a clip from our big NCAA basketball show. Hit the link at the bottom of the screen. It's available exclusively on odds.com. That's to check out the entire show. Let's move on, Max. You have a big slate of 9 p.m. action, and this is the biggest game on your card. 9 p.m. Eastern. Minnesota Golden Gophers. 11-6, 4-6 in the Big Ten at Rutgers. Scarlet Knights, 10-6, 6-6 in the Big Ten. We're at Rutgers Athletic Center in Piscataway, New Jersey. Let's see what we are dealing with from an odds perspective. We have Rutgers opening up at 5.5. That's moved to 5 at the leading indicator books. This total opened up at 139. A few books have gone to 139.5 and 140. But not the main indicator books. Minnesota coming off an 81-62 loss at Purdue on Saturday for their second straight loss, fourth loss in 5 games. They're now 0-5 on the road this season. Purdue outscored Minnesota 51-27 in the second half. They were out-rebounded 44-27. Minnesota shot just 38.6% from the field, 35.7% from 3. But it's Marcus Carr, our Toronto boy, Max. He is the problem on the road. He scored just 6 points on 2 of 13 shooting. He's averaging 20 points, 4.1 boards, 5.2 assists on the season. On the road, he's averaging just 11.8 points per game. They struggle shooting, hit 40.7% from the field, just 29.9% from 3, but they're good from the line, hitting at 75.2%. Rutgers has won 3 straight following a 6-game skid, coming off a 64-56 win at Northwestern Sunday. Man, is their defense stepped up. They've held their last 2 opponents, Michigan State and Northwestern, to a combined 46.5 points. Or excuse me, that's an average. Combined 46. They've held their last 2 opponents, Michigan State and Northwestern, to an average of 46.5 points, 93 points combined. Leading scorer Ron Hopper Jr. scored all 13 of his points in the second half. He's averaging 17.3 points, 6.2 boards on the season. Jacob Young led the team with 19 points. He's averaging 14.6 points, 3.8 assists on the season. The only other Scarlet Knight averaging double digits is Montez Mathis at 10.8. Rutgers they're scoring 72.4 points per game, hitting 46.2% from the field, 33.9% from 3, and struggle from the line, hitting just 59.1%. Max, big game in the Big Ten, Minnesota Rutgers. Take it away.
Jim, I'll tell you this right now. Those Rutgers Scarlet Knights, they owe us all. They owe us all big. Because you know what? Those free throws that they miss on a game-to-game basis, they break people's hearts, including my own. But you know what? It's not costing them games. It's not costing them covers. So I can't really cry too much about it. But I'll tell you this. I can talk some shit about Minnesota, that's for sure. Listen, I'm not trying to judge Patinos because Patinos and I have one thing in common. We enjoy a good stripper. We enjoy sending strippers to people that we care about. And I'll tell you this, Jim. Coach Little Pitino, a.k.a. Richard Pitino, he is fucking up. You know, he gets a really good Minnesota kid in both Gawk to come back home, leave Utah, where he probably would have been developed a little better. He's been struggling the last 5 or 6 games, but against Big Ten strength and Big Ten competition, coming from that weak, pathetic conference called the Pac-12, how can you blame him, you know? So what Coach Pitino did with his immense wisdom is that he brought Trey Williams off the bench to take his spot and put Gawk on the pine. So how did Gawk respond, even though he was going to be inspired in his new role? A donut, and not one that I could eat. It's called a 0 on the box score. Listen, this team is cracking. I can feel it. I can see it. And now you got to go up against a Rutgers team that has tweaked their starting lineup, getting a little more Paul Mulcahy and a little more Caleb McConnell. And I'll tell you this, it made sense because even though Montez Mathis has been a warrior for this program, he's come up with some key steals. He's made some very good passes, getting his teammates involved and getting his team wins. But you know what? His three-point shot has been very less than reliable. And I'll tell you this, Jim. I like him coming off the bench where he has a killer instinct. He is assigned, listen, go out there, score a couple buckets, and get a couple steals, and let's get out in transition. Now, Jacob Young is also coming off the bench where I think that he is best served. Save your best weapon for the second half. That's when you can freaking put the ball in Jacob Young's hand and you can run isolation and pick and roll and screens for him, because what does he do that pretty much none of his other teammates do? He makes over 70% of his free throws. That's the key to Rutgers. Rutgers being at home, sign me up. Rutgers over at under 140. I don't give a shit if Minnesota's had troubles scoring on the road. They're not going to have trouble scoring on the road against Rutgers, but Rutgers is going to win, cover, and this game's going to go over. You know why? Because I said so, and my cupcake is irresistible.
Well, Max, you have some choices here. You have some choices with Rutgers. You can get them -4.5 at -115, or -5 at -110, or -5.5 at -105.
Yeah, this is a long-term project, Jim. This isn't just a week of picks and then we just stop doing it. So -110 is the line that I need. And listen, that's the way that you keep the volume at a reasonable amount of vig. And I'm confident that 5 will be a little too short of a number. So,
all right. And what number were you looking for with the total?
Listen, I would prefer 139, but I'll go as high as 140.
Well, we have a 139.5 at FanDuel. Let's see if I can beat that here at BetMGM. No, they're also at 139.5. Any chance we can get any luck here? Oh, it's 140 at Bet365. So we want to go over 139.5 at -110?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's lock that in. So the -5 is at circa, and the over 139.5 at -110 is there as well. Beautiful.